right, so we had the Jewish holidays this week. Anyone celebrate? No? Okay, all right. Not my tribe tonight. It's fair enough because it is a Saturday. Anyways, I didn't go home for the holidays this year. The holiday that I love the most to go home for is actually Halloween. Okay, because my mom does a good slutty nurse. All right. And the people who hate that joke the most are definitely my grandparents. They're like, why do we pay all that tuition? She's a slutty nurse. Why couldn't she be a slutty doctor? So my dad, he just turned 70, which means I've transitioned from being son to being technical support. Let me tell you about this pay. This inheritance is not worth it at all, all right? My mom tried to help me get him TSA pre-check, and I was like, I don't think this guy needs it. He calls to book his flights, and he prints out his boarding pass. I don't think they need to be worried about it. So we go to the airport, we do it. It was a total disaster. We ruined the flight attendant person's day, I'm pretty sure. And so then after that, I called up Homeland Security. I was like, you cannot let my dad get TSA pre-check. And they're like, why not? The man has never had a felony and he pays his taxes early every single year. You don't think he's a flight risk? Or you think he's a flight risk? And I'm like, yes. Because if you make me fly with this old geezer, I'm gonna do a terrorism. Anyways, he was trying to get better about some technology. He asked me to explain him what Bitcoin was. And I'm like, Dad, you're not gonna get Bitcoin. You barely got transgender, and this is way harder than that. Stand no chance. But anyways, I tried to be good out. I went to the Pride Parade for the first time this year. Went not as a player, just as a fan. And went with one of my dumb friends, and he asked this question. I'm sure you guys have heard before. He's like, "Why is there a gay Pride Month, but there's no straight Pride Month?" And I explained to him, there actually is a straight Pride Month. It's just we call it March Madness. That joke's not fair. I have gay friends that love college basketball, but every commercial for Buffalo Wild Wings, that's for us. And at the parade, there's always somebody protesting, holding up a sign, talking about how gay people are going to hell, which I don't think is true, but if it is true, there's not a better group of people that can turn that neighborhood around. Hell's an undesirable neighborhood, but in 5 years, that's the best investment you've ever made. Fire and brimstone, that's the hottest drag brunch in town. Right? You guys have seen The Devil. I know you have Iowa, the red face paint, the horns, the heels, the trident. That's RuPaul Drag Race Season 3 right. Anyways, from a state that has a lot of pride, from Ohio, obviously, as you can tell. And one thing I know for sure about Ohio is we lost a lot of good men on January 6th. And a lot of people were surprised when January 6th happened. Not me. I saw it coming from a mile away because January 6th was the obvious endpoint to the last 20 years of white people doing CrossFit. I work out, I run, I lift and play basketball. These people were flipping tires and climbing ropes, okay? What else were they preparing to do? And I remember watching on TV that day, if they didn't have the little ticker at the bottom that said terrorist attack at the Capitol, I would have thought, oh well, CNN is broadcasting in Tough Mudder. Isn't that interesting? And then liberals were like, these poor Trump supporters, they've been brainwashed into attacking the Capitol. I'm like, these people are not poor. CrossFit is very expensive. There's not a single person there with a Planet Fitness membership. I mean, look, we've all seen Capitol Hill. That's a lot of stairs for you to climb up if you have a Planet Fitness membership. All right? What was the most famous thing somebody did on January 6th? They pooped on Nancy Pelosi's desk, right? Do you understand how good a shape you have to be in to poop on command? That's a CrossFit body, all right? If a Planet Fitness member wants to poop on command, they go to Taco Bell and then they do one jumping jack. I apologize if I ruined Planet Fitness and Taco Bell. But anyways, I also just turned 30, like last time I was talking about. One thing that's changed a lot in my life is dogs. It's great. I love, they're everywhere now. Who doesn't like grocery shopping at a dog park? It's very nice. But it used to be so simple growing up. You had the dog, you had the tennis ball, you had the leash. If you were white, your dog had a Halloween costume. If you were black, your dog wasn't neutered. The things we all know. Look, anytime I see dogs' balls just flapping in the wind, I'm like, all right, this neighborhood is not gentrified yet. Okay? If you see a pit bull's callous nutsack dragging through the concrete sidewalk, the vegan bakery is not ready yet. All right? And if you see a pit bull dragging a tiny blonde woman through the streets, get the Pilates studio ready. It's time. All right, thank you guys very much for that.